So, the Stranger Than Heaven direct just wrapped up, and man oh man, what the fuck? Stranger Than Heaven. I have been so excited for this game since the reveal of it back in December of 2024. I am a little nervous for this game after the recent series of outputs and decisions made by RGG. Pirate Yakuza, although fun, lacked a good story. And then Kiwami 3. I don't even think a lobotomy will make me forget that shit. Which sucks cause Kiwami 3 had such a great potential to be this great remake of a classic game, but they fumbled it in every single way possible. Anywho, I do not want to talk about the blunders of this game anymore because there are already a kajillion of other videos you can watch on this topic. Let's just get on with the video, man. So the game, I'll tell you what, from the characters to the music to the errors, everything feels so realized and fun in this game. Let's start off with the characters. The protagonist of this game is a man named Makoto Daito, a Japanese American who wants to leave the US and find a new life in Japan. On the way there, he meets a fellow stowaway named Yu Shinjo, and from what RGG has shown, it looks like the game will follow their relationship and how it evolves through the years. And the most absurd part is the fact that the person helping them to get to Japan is none other than Snoop Dogg. And there I was wondering where the budget of Kiwami 3 went. To stock up that weed stash, baby! All in all, the story feels very promising from what has been shown so far, and I really do hope the writers, when coming up with the story, were in their bag. This game also looks really ambitious, like really ambitious. Around the time the second trailer dropped, we learned that the game would take place across different eras, but I genuinely thought we'd get maybe at most 3 eras? Instead, RGG went completely insane and gave us, hear this, 5 different eras, 5 cities, and a story spanning 50 years. This is ridiculously ambitious, and honestly it's one of the things I'm most excited about. The game's story stretches from 1915 to 1965. First, we have Kokura. This was the first city shown when the game was revealed back in 2024, and I assume it is when Daito first arrives in Japan under the guidance of Snoop Dogg. And I also think it'll be really interesting to see how he adapts to his new surroundings and everything that'll be going on for him. Then we have Kure, 1929. We haven't seen much footage of the city yet, but I feel like it'll end up being one of the most interesting eras in the game, because according to the game's description, this is when the yakuza become a major presence in the story, which could mark a major turning point into Daito's journey and the overall narrative of his story. But then again, we'll have to wait and see. Then we have Minami, 1943. Guess what? Guess what? So finally, after 3 games, Certain Body returns to the franchise. This looks like Daito's prime era, where he's at the height of his influence and involved in all kinds of ventures. One of the most interesting aspects is that he appears to run a music band, with gameplay revolving around creating music, managing performers, and organizing live shows. I think it is a really unique direction for this game. And it could be one of the standout side activities in the entire series. Then we have Atami, 1951. I personally am really excited for this era the most, not only because of how beautiful Atami looks, but also because of something happening in between these 2 eras. I'm really curious to see how they tackle the World War situation and how it affects Daito. And of course, the final era, Shinjuku, 1965. Okay, so right as I was recording this video, a new combat preview dropped, and I do have some thoughts on it. Instead of using face buttons to control Daito, you gotta use the shoulder buttons. L1, L2 controls his left side, and then R1, R2 controls his right. Also, a feature I would really like to see return is the battered, fucked up faces from Yakuza 4 specifically. The only problem that I have with the newer beat-em up Dragon Engine games is that it sometimes feels like you're fighting literal plastic bags with no real impact or weight behind the hits you hit. But I'll say this, not all hope is lost, as you see Daito beating up a dude with his fist to the pulp and making the poor dude's face look all messed up. I really hope that it is not a pre-rendered cutscene and is actually in the game. When I saw the preview of the combat in this game, it actually felt like it'll be really heavy and you'll feel the weight behind the punches. I also found the focus on weaponry in this game really interesting. But one thing I'm really concerned about is the pacing of the combat. In the preview, I really liked the rawness of the combat, but maybe it's just me, but the fighting feels really slow and sluggish. That said, the game is still 7 months away from launch, which means the devs have plenty of time to brush things up. One more thing I wanted to point out was the music used in these trailers. I don't know what's going on at the RGG headquarters, but man, the music they're making for this game has been nothing short of amazing, bro. Heck, even the title track of this game charted on Genius. Plus, the recent trailer at the Summer Game Fest had such an ominous track like This trailer was also really good showing the casting stuff. What took me by surprise were the casting of Kiryu and Shishido / Kiryu / the Yakuza Kiwami for Nintendo Switch dad. And then the biggest elephant in the room, the Tupac casting. I genuinely don't know how to feel about this casting. Other than this, I think they're going all out for this game. You can tell a lot of passion and effort is being poured into it. And I do wish them the best. And yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap up this video by saying thank you so much for sticking around till the end to watch the whole video. I really do hope you enjoyed. Please like the video if you liked the video. Bye.